back to our program. Mr. Roth, Trump refused Tomahawks for Ukraine, citing a year-long training curve. Does the shield Kyiv or signal U.S. disengagement from the battlefield, sir?
I don't think it signals disengagement. The fact that we were even considering sending Tomahawks, and to be clear, my sources in the defense community tell me that the Tomahawks they would be getting are not necessarily the Tomahawks we use. They'd be down programmed to reduce their value if they were sold or if one crashed in hostile territory. We wouldn't want all our best secrets reverse engineered so that our best Tomahawks could be shot down. But the fact that we were considering it is an indication that the president is more engaged and more intent on forcing a solution. But the thing that everyone really needs to be paying attention to. But I think,
to my knowledge, sir, that the president did not give Vladimir Zelensky Tomahawks.
That's right. But prior to the Alaska summit, that wouldn't even have been considered. Okay, so the fact that we are considering sending more higher tech weapons indicates that
it is alleviating the war.
That his position is hardening. But look at the economic sanctions against Russian oil that were announced yesterday. Donald Trump understands that economics, that trade, that the need that countries have for hard currency is a weapon that can be used in peace and in war. And he would prefer to settle the war in Ukraine through economic means, not by bombing Russia, not by killing Russians, but by starving the Russian war machine. I was reading an article in the Kyiv Independent yesterday. The largest purchaser in August of this year of Russian crude was China. We can't do much about that. But that was then followed by India, Turkey, and the EU. And we can do something about that. We, the United States, can create consequences, adverse consequences to our friends, India, Turkey, and the EU, if they continue to feed the Russian war machine, especially as the EU is pounding on Trump to end the war in Ukraine. He has got to do something that makes it in Putin's interest to end the war. The ability to stop the Russians from getting hard currency, because look, nobody wants Russian compact disc players. Nobody wants Russian computers. Nobody wants Russian jeans. They want oil. They want natural gas. They want rare earth minerals. They don't want Russian consumer goods. And so we have to cut off, the civilized world has to cut off the hard currency going to Russia that Putin's using to fund his war, which means no Russian oil, no Russian natural gas, no Russian coal. And Trump is moving in that direction.
Okay, sir, please, I'll ask you this question, and I'm sorry we ran out of time because we took from your segment. I'm very sorry, but you have to answer quickly. China just tightened rare earth exports, and Trump vows 100% tariffs and a deal on exchange, on a deal on everything with Xi. Of course, the Chinese president. Is this brinkmanship or a coherent decoupling strategy, sir?
This is Xi Jinping dealing with Trump in a way that Trump understands. The U.S. economy, the internet, the communications network, and our national security system are dependent on rare earth metals that we get now from China because China doesn't care about the environmental consequences of pulling those metals out of the ground. And they don't care about the economic or environmental costs of refining those metals. Trump is going to push to develop those metals here. And I was talking with the president of the United Rare Earth Company just the other day, and he is convinced that America has the rare earth metal resources necessary, undeveloped.
So they don't
but
need China?
So we don't need China if we get serious about developing them here.
You're gonna
Getting them
develop,
from
you're gonna
Australia,
develop
getting them from Africa is an interim step, but we can get what we need from here.
Got your point, sir. Thank you very much. And I wanted, of course, to discuss this more with you and get more knowledge out of you, of course, from your informative knowledge, sir. But unfortunately, I'm out of time. That was Mr. Peter Roth, contributing editor at Newsweek. Thank you very much for your special insights.